Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew. Today, I got a returning guest, Warp Vision. What's up, man? How's it going?
Just chilling, man. How you doing?
Same, man. Dude, have you been seeing the shit that's been going on? Like yesterday with the whole like GameSpot and like the
Yeah,
and like the
GameStop.
fucking
Yeah.
AMC shit, bro. Like, how do you feel about that shit, dude? Like, what do you? And then what do you think about the government getting involved and not letting people that are less fortunate buy in on that shit? How do you feel about that?
It's funny you bring it up. I was actually just reading an article right before I clicked on the link for this podcast, but I haven't been following it real closely. But now that the story is kind of blown up, I've been looking into it a little bit more. Um, and I guess I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's pretty funny, that these people on Reddit were able to team together and drive this stock price way up, and a lot of billionaires are going to lose out on a bunch of money. So I think it's kind of
Yeah.
funny that they were able to do that. And it's funny because people are like trying to defend billionaires now, saying they manipulated the market and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But
But
I
they do
mean,
that shit all the time.
yeah, I mean, it's like,
They get mad when somebody else does it to them.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, I don't feel bad for billionaires now. What I do think is some people who don't understand the stock market are just trying to get in on the hype and might invest a lot of money that they don't necessarily, you know, may not able to be, they don't have that much money to lose, and they're investing it because they see all this hype and they may lose it. So
Yeah.
hopefully that doesn't happen to people. But I think it's funny, and it just shows like if you get enough people to come together, you can really
You can really change shit, bro. Like
yeah, make
that's what
some
I
noise.
yeah, dude,
I
that's what
mean,
like
it's
I
like a
fuck with.
world it's a worldwide like
It's
news
like a video
story now
game.
just from Reddit, you
Yeah.
know?
It's just like that's some video game shit, bro. Like that's some
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Like
funny.
how you could just do that shit and like how you can get like all these people to just like, hey, we're all gonna buy like GameStop like stock and like
Yeah.
we're all gonna like just crank up
So
like the fucking shit for it.
people made a lot of money. I think when they were posting this when they were talking about it on Reddit, it was at like $15 a share, and now it went all the way up to about $500 a share. So
It's just wild.
if you bought like $100, you could turn that into like a couple $1,000, or if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
bought $5,000, you might have made about $100,000.
Hell, bro,
So
that's it.
it's crazy.
And they not letting people cash in. Like people that
I know, right?
that is so fucked up how like they just
Yeah,
like
and now
stopped it.
they're trying to they're going to make regulations. What's really fucked up is people are calling for them to prosecute the people who started the trend on Reddit. I'm like,
Man,
how
we should
can
just start
you
arresting
just
everybody on wall. We should start arresting the fucking politicians now.
right?
Honestly.
They have been doing it for years. I think it's funny, and I also think, okay, there's this guy, I don't know his name, but he basically said once shit starts getting crazy, it's just going to keep exponentially get crazier, kind of like when 2020 started. Kobe died, and then
Yeah.
COVID, and then the protests, and shit just kept getting crazier. And I kind of think that we're living in an age where things are just going to be fucking wild, and stuff like
Bro.
this is going to happen, all the time.
Bro, that shit's it's so fucking crazy, bro. How like things still have not changed. Like it feels like we're still in 2020 because like it seems like we are still like not getting over what is really happening. I feel like and the only reason why we have not we have not moved into 2021 even though we're in 2021. Like I'm talking mentally though. Like I feel like mentally some people are still stuck in 2020 and they're still like, like I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of unanswered questions, and so people are still going to stay on this shit for a
For
while.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of just have the mindset, oh, I'm gonna start doing whatever once things get back to normal. But I don't know if things are gonna go back to how they were before. I think this is kind of the new normal, and
Yeah.
so we got to move forward and have the mindset, this is the new normal, and I don't think things are ever gonna go back to how they were completely before.
Do you see Chicago and like California lifted like the lockdowns and stuff?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, how long can you you stay
Bro,
locked
but
down for?
isn't it crazy that they stopped the lockdowns right after the elect like right
Yeah,
after,
yeah. No,
like
people.
that's how like how more like how more like in your face does it have to be?
Well, it's funny because Illinois and California are both very democratic, so a lot of people are saying it's political.
I believe it
Um,
was like
it probably was.
cause like
Yeah,
there was like I was like listening to like other like restaurant owners and shit that were in like the California area, and they were saying that they would like call like up to like like the mayor's office and like the governor's office and stuff, and like they even took them to court, and they couldn't even prove that outside dining and inside dining could like, well, they did prove a little bit for like inside dining, but they couldn't prove that outside dining could like spread like COVID. Like they couldn't prove it. Like, and but they still
it's
said no outside dining. But like they
yeah,
were having these fucking Hollywood sets that were serving all these rich ass people. Like they were allowing them to have outside dining though. But these restaurants owners, like these mom and dad, like these mom and pop restaurants, couldn't fucking be open. Like it's
yeah,
fucked.
it's super messed up that people of power are able to pick and choose what gets to stay open. Like I remember when everything when shit first hit the fan last March, and they were like, "Oh, all small businesses have to close down, but Walmart and all the big grocery stores can stay open." I'm like, how is that fair? If I was a small business owner, I'd be
Bruh.
super pissed off. And you have a high chance of going to crowded Walmart and catching just as high a chance is going and eating outside somewhere.
Bro.
Like I don't know. It's just
And
it's
then
it's funny
like it's like it's
that
like
like
it's like how the fuck is Hollywood an essential business? If like the world was like ending, I'm pretty sure the last thing I would be like, man, I wonder what's on TV. Like if it was like a real pandemic and like people were really like this is a real pandemic, but like people were making it seem like this was gonna be like some 28 days later. Like when it first like was like popping off, people were acting like it was gonna be I Am Legend and shit. Like
yeah
the last thing I would think about is, man, like I can't wait for fucking to see Jimmy Fallon on TV.
yeah
Like these are fucking self-righteous, like fucking like fuckheads, bro. Honestly,
hmm
like these people are just so full of themselves, and like their heads are so far up their ass that they don't even realize how out of touch they really are. Like you really
hmm
think Hollywood is essential? Like you think like you guys think you guys think you're essential?
yeah
Like that's what like this is like going through like
I,
my head. I'm like, y'all really think y'all essential? Like what's
some
really
fun,
like the people are essential.
hmm
Yeah, man.
uh, some funny that I was thinking about when it all started to happen was, okay, weed used to be illegal and now it's an essential business. Within like the span of a year and a half, it went from illegal to an essential business. It just shows how fucked up
Yeah,
some things
they
are.
want to have I mean like I don't like want to shit on weed or anything, but like if you can get like everybody all like because like there's some people that smoke weed and like there's people that like literally smoke weed and they're like addicted to like that shit. And like they're
Yeah,
literally addicted to weed. Like there's I know people that are for real addicted to weed. And then there's some people that can smoke and be like active. There's some people that smoke and they're like they don't do shit. And like let's just say like you make weed essential and then you got everybody retarded off of like like that like that's a large portion of people that get lazy or that like addicted to like weed. And like
yeah.
sometimes that weed be fucking people up sometimes. Like
Let's talk about weed. Let's talk about weed. No, yeah, because you're completely right. It's a super interesting drug. Like
yeah,
eh, people always say, it's non-addictive. It's not physically addictive. Like you're not going to go through physical withdrawals. Physical
yeah,
withdrawals, like you're like have to worry about having seizures or like sleep disorders or
yeah.
stuff like that. But there is physical withdrawals where you'll have like rebound anxiety, difficulty
Mm-hmm.
sleeping, like decreased mood and stuff,
You're mooking fucking people get pissed
irritability.
off. Yeah, irritability.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
you can definitely get addicted to it. I think it's probably one of the more benign drugs, obviously, because it's like
yeah,
it doesn't really affect your body that much. But yeah, I think people ignore the fact that you can definitely get addicted to it, and it's probably good to take breaks
yeah.
from it.
I take
If
I
you
take
can't,
like when I take breaks, I take at least like I took like a 4 months. Sometimes I fuck around and do like 6 months, like, and then if I really want to go like for real, like I haven't done like I think I've gone a year or two without smoking, but like if I really just wanted to, I could just stop. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just be like, man, I'm done. Like I'll
I
literally
mean,
just stop for a while.
it's a weird drug. Like Wiz Khalifa smokes all day long, every day, and he gets shit done, and
Yeah,
I don't think has any issues, at least not that we're able to see. But it's like take a couple of days off. If you're not able to take a day off from smoking weed, it's kind of like I don't. It's like I think you're probably using it as a crutch. I don't know.
yeah.
It's an interesting. It's interesting. It's what's also interesting about it is the tolerance with weed. Like some people can eat a 500 milligram edible and be fine, and then some people can eat a 50 milligram edible and it'll take them down the rabbit hole.
Bro,
Like
and like
it's
I honestly I don't know, man. Like shit like that, like a like if someone ate some shit like that and then they was like, oh my god, like I would automatically assume that they're faking. Like I
yeah,
because like like there's some people that like that they'll like, oh my god, like I'm seeing unicorns and shit. Like no,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like no,
yeah,
no, the fucking not. You're not seeing a fucking
yeah.
unicorn. Like it's fucking edible. Ain't no fucking like you not just fucking take like 20 hits of acid or you like that's the way I look at that shit. Like sometimes I think people will be lying, but then there are some people that really can't handle shit. Like they
No,
take
yeah.
that shit and they just be like, like they really like you know if it's like for real. You know when it's like real. When people
Have you have you ever eaten like a high dose edible before?
fuck yeah. Like when I've eaten like a high dose like edible, bro, like my body, like bro, like I it's honestly like the highest like I've ever felt like it was an edible because it's processed by like your liver and shit.
Yeah, your liver processes the delta 9 THC and the delta 11 THC, which is like
Yeah.
a stronger form of THC, which is why you get so much higher.
It's like a
Um,
psychedelic almost.
it is. No, it's
Yeah,
for sure
yeah,
psychedelic,
yeah,
especially in edible form. I mean, I've done
yeah.
high dose mushroom trips and been more in control than if I eat a high dose edible. Like, dude, I'm pretty much useless. Like,
Dude,
I can't do shit.
I
Like it,
remember when
it
I ate this fucking cookie, bro, that my homie gave to me. And dude, I ate it at nighttime. So like I had fell asleep and I woke up and like I was like like when you like eat something like an edible. Have you ever ate an edible and fall asleep and like woke up and you just
and you're
high
high,
as shit?
yeah, and you're like, oh
Dude,
shit.
dude, I woke up and like I had to take a piss. I got up, I took a piss, and then like I just fell down. But I think it was because I was dehydrated too. At the same time, I was just like, bro, like I was like, I just fell down, and then my girl was like, "Did you fall down?" And I was just like, let me just die here. It's okay. I'm just like, let me die.
That's funny.
Bro, like edibles, like bro, that's some other shit, man. It's some.
Yeah, I honestly don't usually enjoy them just because I get way too smacked. Every once in a while,
Yeah.
I'll eat them. I feel like they're good for sleep. Like at nighttime, like you kind of just drift into fucking like you're melting into your bed and just
Yeah, dude.
your thoughts are just like drifting and like you're just
Yeah.
like yeah.
It
But
definitely feels like some fucking like it's definitely it feels like
psychedelic.
yeah, it feels like a psychedelic. It feels like when you eat shrooms and like you get like that body tingling. Like
Hmm.
that's what it feels like for me. Like I'm like, damn, like it's like this body tingling and like you just feel like I don't know, like you just feel like very like you just feel like a floating head. Just
There was this this dude in college I knew, and I had made a batch of edibles, and they were probably strong, like 100 milligrams, and he ate the 100 milligram. It was a cookie,
bro.
and then he ate some mushrooms, and then he was like,
Oh my god.
He was like, I'm about to go play some beer pong. And I was like, dude, what? Like, how are you going to even be able, like, I wouldn't be able to function or like talk to people or be social at all on edible and mushrooms. Like, that's one thing I've never done before and I don't really have a desire to do it, to be honest.
Fuck no, I would never do that shit. Edibles and some fucking mushrooms, bro. Like like honestly, he probably just did that shit because like there's so many distractions. Like you can do that. I'm pretty sure if you were at a party and you did that shit you had a lot of distractions to get your mind off the fact that you're like on another
Would
planet.
would you rather be on like a hefty edible dose or a hefty mushroom dose at a party?
Dude, probably a hefty edible because like a mushroom dose, bro. Like I'm trying to like think about
You're gonna
life.
leave.
Yeah, yeah. I just start thinking about. I'll just start thinking and shit. I won't even talk. Like I'll probably just be like sitting on the couch by myself somewhere, bro. Honestly,
Yeah,
like that's how like I wouldn't even be able to like talk to people.
yeah, especially if it's a high dose.
Yeah, it feels like a quarter or some shit, dude. I'm fucking I'm going home.
Yeah, going home or to
I'll walk home. I'll walk home.
walk to some woods nearby or something.
Hell yeah. I'm walking home, bro. Man, like how do you feel about like how do you think this all goes? Like since we got Joe Biden in the office now. Like, do you think we end up like still going down like the same shithole, or do you think?
I don't know. I kind of always have the mentality like nothing really that drastic seems to change when there's new presidents. Obviously, I probably sound privileged saying that, because I'm not discriminated against or anything like that. But I don't know. I mean, I tend to hate politicians, especially politicians who have been doing it for life, like Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
yeah.
I think I'm hopeful he's probably a better person to have in office than Trump, just because I can't even can't even really back that up because I
Yeah,
don't know, but hopefully I don't know. I hope he does some good shit like give us more stimulus checks
bro.
or like wipe out student debt or something like that. But I don't think things are gonna get that much better. No, it's funny how
bro.
people are like, oh, he's the change we needed,
But he's
and it's
not
like,
though. He's the same person. Like he's the same.
yeah, yeah,
They're
it's
on the
just
same team. Like at the end
yeah.
of the day, they're on the same team, and like I feel like that it's never gonna. Oh man, we gotta do more shit like the like that GameStop and like that fucking AMC shit. We just
Yeah,
gotta
it's funny.
like we gotta start like fucking with these motherfuckers, bro. And then like the crazy part is that like they get like they're gonna start like it's not even what they did wasn't even a crime. They weren't
No,
telling people that like hey this is underselling because like it's slept on like they were just saying hey let's all just buy this shit and let's fucking make
they
them look fucking stupid like
they played the market just like the people who were gonna sell it short,
yeah.
so I don't get what the big deal is, but,
Bro, like honestly, it's so fucked. Like it's so fucked up how they just play off our like people's emotions and stuff. I can't even say mine because I don't feel into none of that shit. Like I said, I'm
mhm.
gonna live my own life. Like I don't need nobody to tell me what to do to like live my life. Like people,
It's
that's why I feel bad for people that like need that shit. Like they need a leader when they can't. Like you can be your own leader. Like
mhm.
follow the rules of life and like just like do whatever you want to do. Just make sure it's legal.
Yeah, yep.
If it's
It's
illegal,
funny.
don't get caught.
I was watching a video of this billionaire talking about the whole thing. He lost a bunch of money and he's all butthurt and stuff, saying like, yeah, it's a bunch of people sitting at home, spending their government checks on this, and it's not good. It's manipulating the market, and it's like, dude,
You
quit being
manipulate
so
the
butthurt.
market.
You're a billionaire,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why do you need more money? Like, why
like,
do you want more money?
right?
Do you want more money? What is
Yeah,
let people try to like do something. Like, let people try to get
yeah.
their own money. Like, y'all
No,
do this shit every day. Like, y'all like act like y'all don't commit crimes.
yeah.
Like, that's the crazy part. They act like they don't commit crimes.
Yeah, I think it's dope that it happened because it shows that the people still have power. If they band together, they got power and can say fuck the higher ups.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like, fucking,
Um, let's talk about aliens.
yeah, dude. All right, man. So,
um,
what you thinking about the aliens, man? What you thinking about aliens?
well, um, I've been fascinated with aliens probably my whole life, but if I know you like Joe Rogan,
Yeah,
you watch his podcast and stuff, but this year he said he's trying to have every month he's trying to have somebody on his show that has something to do with aliens, and he's already had a couple of people on this year, two of
yeah,
them. I listened to two of the podcasts. And there's this guy called I think his name's Travis Walton.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
It's like the most famous UFO story of all time, which I had never heard of it before until I listened to the podcast. They made a movie about his story. It's called Fire in the Sky.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that I never heard of it before, I guess because it happened in 1975. But it's like one of the most solid UFO stories of all time because there was witnesses, at least 4 witnesses. Basically, what happened was he was a logger in 1975 in Arizona, and he was with the logging crew. I think he was like 21. And basically, they were driving home from work one day and saw this weird light in the woods, and they went towards it, and they saw this like UFO in this clearing where they had cut down a bunch of trees. And he jumped out of the car and like ran up towards it, and the rest of his crew was in the car like, God, like get the fuck back, like, and it took off, and it like I think it shot a beam of light at him or some shit, or somehow it captured him and it took off. And so the crew was like, what the fuck? Super scared. They like drove into town, but they didn't even want to tell people because, you tell people, yeah, we just saw a UFO and it abducted, one of our friends. People are going to think you're crazy. But this guy went missing for 5 days, and they were starting to suspect that the crew, the logging crew, killed this guy because they couldn't find him anywhere, and he went missing for 5 days. And then all of a sudden, 5 days later, he reappeared, and this guy named Travis, and he was talks about these 5 days where he got abducted by an alien, and the guy doesn't seem crazy or anything like that, and he has witnesses that say they saw this happen, and I don't know. It's crazy to hear stories like that, and it's some people might who aren't exposed to aliens or UFOs or don't have an open mindset might like, it might make them feel some type of way, but I've always thought there's aliens and probably been UFOs and stuff like that. So when I hear a story like that, I'm just like, oh, this is cool. And I think it's cool. Joe Rogan, who's got a huge platform, is bringing people on to
Mm.
start to expose the general population to more of this esoteric alien talk, because I think the general population is interested in it and more open minded now than ever. And yeah, I mean, we've for such a long time we've kind of like outlawed talk about aliens and say like, oh, like don't, that's fictional shit, like don't talk about that, don't be, it's like talking about ghosts,
Yeah.
but I think we should start having the conversation, and it's obviously a real possibility that aliens are out there.
I honestly, I think aliens exist. I think aliens could be like dimensional. Like aliens could be like things that we can't even see. Like they could be in like, like the fifth, sixth, seventh and like eighth like dimensions.
Hmm.
Like ghosts. Like some people think ghosts are, like could be like an alien, like in like a different or another organism in a different dimension that we can't even see, and they're
Yeah.
operating under a certain frequency that we aren't even on. Because people forget that like our brains vibrate at a very low frequency right
Hmm.
now, and like we can only like experience this plane as like humans, because like the photons hit our eyes, and like they create like our reality, and like through like brain vibrations and like neurons and stuff firing, like we start to like see like what is around us, but like it's only what like our vibration and like what our like senses and what the photons only show us, that like that give us like our reality, which is really crazy. And then like I've heard like a lot of conspiracies about like alien abductions being like government like experiments, like like let's just say like the government like fakes like a UFO. Like what if we already have this technology and like we're just experimenting on people, seeing how it works? Like we used to like do like set off nukes in Nevada, like and people will get cancer
Yeah.
if they died. Like
Yeah.
uh like so like I wouldn't be surprised if like our own government already had this technology and was just
um
practicing it on us. I think
the
I think aliens are dimensional. I think they are physical. But I think they're but like they could possibly be more dimensional. It's just like with any like conspiracy, like because you got flat earth. Like I used to think like flat earth was a bunch of bullshit. I still think we live on a round ball, but when you look at like the flat earth, like the whole like conspiracy, like they're talking about we live on a flat like plane, like a dimension, like each planet, each thing like in like their universe or whatever or dome, it's a flat like plane dimension. And like you go into like other dimensions like in space and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, this is like some other, like I thought it was just a fucking like ice wall, and like there's the edge and you can fall off the edge, but that's not even what, like it's an infinite like like plane of like land. And like some of like they like showed like old maps of like the earth like being like flat, like very very super old ass like maps and stuff. Like I said, I don't know if like the earth is flat or if the earth is fucking round. I don't even fucking know. Like at this point, but like I believe that it's fucking round. From what like just like the evidence that I have seen, and then like when you, because you can watch like NASA's like space videos like on YouTube right now, and like they're like live on the space shuttle, and then like when you have astronauts and shit that come back, and like Joe Rogan has had astronauts on this podcast and shit, but who knows if they're fucking lying? Like who knows? I
Yeah.
don't want to say like they're not liars, and like because they go to school for that shit. But like motherfuckers be doctors and be lying to their patients. Like motherfucker, like so like I wouldn't put it past me if like someone was just lying about space.
Hmm. So when you talk about interdimensional, obviously, if there's any aliens that come to Earth, they're going to be more evolved than us, higher dimensional than us, more intelligent than us, because they have the ability to travel from planets. We don't have the ability to travel from planets yet. Maybe they're very similar to humans. They're just further along in evolution. Maybe they discovered cell phones 2,000 years ago, and now 2,000 years down the line, they can create spaceships to allow them to travel here.
Or cell phones
Um,
don't even exist. What if they just use their minds
yeah,
and just like
well,
talk?
okay,
Like what if they didn't even require electronics to like do anything?
they probably don't. A lot of people speculate that we'll be, even humans will be able to telecommunicate eventually. But this guy that I was telling you about who got abducted by aliens, basically because of that experience, he got real fascinated by aliens. I mean, you would too if you had an experience where
Yeah.
you were abducted by aliens. You'd be fascinated by it. But he says likely the government does have some sort of uh, information or like super technological stuff, um, but they don't necessarily want to make it known to the public because they don't. For the U.S., for example, maybe we have some alien type technology, but we don't want to let other countries know that we have this technology because we can use it, potentially against other countries. So he says that's why the government a lot of times won't, uh, if they do have, this technology, won't leak it because they don't want other countries to know about it. But I think there's a high chance that, aliens probably have came to Earth, and certain governments definitely probably know that there's things that can't be explained. And
Yeah.
I think that now that people are more open-minded, we're going to start seeing a lot more stuff about aliens, and the governments are going to start being more open about um, you know leaking stories about people, talking about UFOs, or like fighter pilots even say like they've seen shit that they can't explain.
Yeah.
And that was kept secret for a long time, but now it's starting to be the government's like, yeah, we don't know what this fighter pilot saw. um, and like actually telling the public about it, which I think they're kind of trying to slowly expose us to the idea that we don't know some of the stuff that happens.
Yeah. I think because there's this movie that I saw called Dark Skies. Not dark, I think it's Dark Skies, or it's about, because the most alien abductions have happened in Alaska. You know that?
No.
They have the highest rating like percentage of alien abductions, which is fucking crazy. And so like this movie, I think it's either called Dark Skies or Fuck.
I feel like I've heard of the. I feel like I heard of the
I
movie name
forgot. I
Dark
forgot.
Skies.
Yeah, Dark Skies is about a family that gets like fucked with by aliens, and then the aliens end up kidnapping like their fucking children and shit.
Yeah.
And like, but for the movie, like it had like I guess they had like actual real film of what was happening, in Alaska to like this family, and like some of it was like obviously like recorded by like professionals and stuff and like actors, but they had like they put in like some real film and like some just like actors acting, but like the fucking family got fucked with for so long and shit, and then like after they got done fucking with
Oh, I've heard about this story. I think they were like
the
maybe this
fucking
is a
kids,
different one. No, this was in Utah. So this family, they were like cattle ranchers, and they would go out in their field, and there'd be like these fucking mutilated cows. It'd be like a cow skeleton with like no flesh on it, like weird shit like that. And they started like reporting this shit to like police and stuff. And I think the FBI got involved and like started investigating it, and like it couldn't be explained. Um, but it's like a lot of this weird shit like this you don't ever hear about. You got to kind of like dive deep on the internet to find stuff like that. But yeah, so you're saying a family in Alaska was getting
bro.
fucked with?
Yeah, bro, they were getting fucked with, and then like once like the mom had like a fucking mental breakdown and like really like fucked with like the family, the fucking aliens like just came and took their fucking kids. I don't know what's up with like aliens and like them taking fucking kids and shit, but like with this like whole like thing, I'm just like, bro, like I couldn't even imagine like that situation like happening to me, or being like abducted, like just like in like these stories. Like I wouldn't even like know what the fuck. Like what did he say? What did he say when it was like getting abducted?
So you should definitely it was a couple weeks ago he did a podcast with Joe Rogan. You definitely got to listen
Yeah,
to it. Like the whole thing, and you're just like super, like interested in what he's got to say. But basically what he said was he kind of like woke up on this table, and there was like three or four aliens. And
what did he say they look
they
like?
he said they look like the characteristic aliens, like hairless, big eyes, neutral expression on their face, and they didn't talk, so he thought they were telecommunicating. They were real skinny, and I guess he woke up on this table, and this was in 1975. So he said basically his idea of aliens was that they're confrontational, they're bad, and so immediately he was on the defensive, like thinking they were trying to do something bad to him, and he like pushed a couple of them away, and he said they fell over real easily, like they were super lightweight, and then basically he like rolled off the table onto the floor, and the aliens kind of just backed away, and he was like screaming and stuff, and they just were expressionless, just kind of like looking at him. And then he said they sent in like this what looked like a super athletic human, looked just like a human, like a super athletic human, and it came in and grabbed him by the arm and like escorted him out of the spacecraft. He said that at that point they had like landed on some base. They were not on Earth anymore. He
Bro,
said
I
this.
would have been
Yeah, he said the guy, he was trying to ask the guy questions. The guy wasn't talking, and they escorted him to like this different building or some shit, set him down on a table, and like they put this mask on him, and there was a couple other people that looked like humans, and they put this mask on him, and then he just passed out. And then next thing he knew, he like woke up in the same spot where he got abducted, and it was 5 days later. And basically what he said was he almost wishes he didn't have this experience, because his life has been completely changed, and people think you're crazy and people don't believe you. And yeah, I mean, whether you believe him or not, it's like, if he believes it to be true, if you had an experience, whether it be true or your mind created it, I do believe him. Like the rest of your life is going to be different. Like you believe you got kidnapped by aliens, and that means everything that you have been taught and everything is different than what you
what if
thought.
the government was running an experiment on him to see if he can to see if they can get him to believe that he was abducted by aliens? Like, because like I remember I watched this one movie on Hulu. It's like it's not even like a big movie, but they got this guy in an insane asylum. He woke up and like they made him think that he was the president of the United States. like they're like Mr. President. Like, like they looked at like and he was just like, I'm the president. Like he's like, I'm the fucking president. But he really wasn't the president. Like they made him like think that shit. Like he believed that he was the president. Like he thought he escaped out of like the fucking like out of the insane asylum. And like he like there was like a fake ass door. He opened it, and it was like the Oval Office.
That's
Like
funny.
he sat down, and he thought he was addressing the country. And
That's
like
funny.
I know, like he really thought that he was the president and shit. And I was just like, dude, this is fucking wild. That like the government, like that shit is probably happening right now,
Yeah,
where
I
they're
mean,
like running like fucked up tests on people.
yeah, I mean, they definitely have done it in the past, and it's interesting how your mind can
MK
play tricks on
Ultra,
you.
yeah, all that shit.
It's I think majority of like people who report UFO shit or aliens and stuff, I think probably 90% of them are probably fake. And maybe
Yeah,
people don't even know that they're fake. I think people have dreams, or people have whatever, you have crazy experiences, and it's
yeah.
maybe not real. But I think majority of stuff is probably, or people seeking attention. But in some of these cases, like this Travis guy, I'm like, man, this story is really well put together, has no flaws. There was witnesses, like, crazy. Also, you got to check out that Bob Lazar guy I was telling you about. He worked in
Yeah,
Area
Bob Lazar is
51.
fucking crazy. Yeah, that story is when he's talking about element. Isn't it
Yeah, Element
element?
91, I think, or
Yeah,
I
element
don't know what
51
it's
or some shit
called.
like that.
Yeah, he predicted it was, and then it's true. Like there is
Yeah,
an
they were saying
element,
like that
whatever.
element. They were saying that element wasn't. Bro, they tried to erase like his whole like history of being born.
Yeah, the
Like,
FBI raided his house, and like, I don't know. There, it just, I don't know. It makes you wonder.
and then like imagine if like back in the day, because like the Gita, like they have like all like these fucking like gods and stuff, and like these battles that they were in and shit. Like imagine like imagine if those were like aliens like having a battle on Earth. Like like I couldn't even like the way that like the Gita like describes like these battles that they were having, bro. I'm like, imagine if
um,
this shit was like fucking real. Like imagine if
some
just imagine that shit.
some weird shit is like if you look at like ancient like cave drawings or ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, or like you read ancient texts and stuff, a lot of the stuff is directly related to aliens. Like there will be pictures of like flying saucers and like ancient Egyptian artwork, or like half human, half alien reptile looking people, or like people in ancient text in like the Middle East talking about like these people came from the skies and they had great information. And like, I mean, I feel like there's clues, and we kind of just ignore the clues because we're pretty close minded. But, and I don't want to say like we should, if there's like an ancient book talking about aliens come from the skies, we should say that it's true. But I don't think we should say that it's not true. I think we should
Yeah.
stay open minded to stuff. And I think aliens will come. I think in our lifetime we will have proof of aliens for sure.
I think we already got proof of aliens. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
true. Yeah.
like all these like even like your experience like with like psychedelics and DMT and shit. When you told me that that experience that was definitely an you
Yeah, an
know
alien
yeah,
experience.
an
Yeah.
alien experience. Like that's
Interdimensional, like you
yeah,
were saying.
interdimensional aliens. Like there's things that we
Here.
literally cannot see that are around us. And like we have like the Hadron Collider and stuff like that. Like that shit literally opens black holes, and like black holes are like damn near like you can call it a wormhole. Like we open literally at CERN, we are literally crashing electrons and stuff at a very like fast pace, and those literally create small wormholes, small black holes. What number one, like think shit could be coming through those wormholes that we can't even see. Like that's the crazy part. Like shit could come through that we
um
can't even see.
So I was talking about that Travis guy, alien guy, who was on Joe Rogan podcast. There's this other guy. He's a astrophysicist, I believe, at Harvard, like head of the astrology department for like 10 years or something like that. And so Harvard has telescopes and shit like that, and they they're watching the nearby stars, watching the skies and stuff. And in 2017, there was this huge piece of material that went by the Earth, and this Harvard scientist was talking about it, and he said it didn't look like a comet, it didn't look like an asteroid, it looked like something artificial. So it was like as long as a football field, paper thin, 10 times as reflective as like metal,
Hmm.
like and we've never seen anything like that. And he was like, this doesn't look like anything natural, it doesn't look like a comet or an asteroid. This very smart Harvard scientist was like, this looks like something alien, like something, maybe there was a society, an alien society that's putting their junk out into space, kind of like how we have put junk out into space, and it's floating through the universe and it floats by Earth. And people are like, oh, like you shouldn't be saying it's alien or whatnot. But he's like, you shouldn't say it's not alien because it looks alien. We don't know what it was. It was 10 times as reflective as metal. It was paper, it was flat, and it was as big as a football field. It's like, that's not a comet, that's not an asteroid. Like,
Yeah. Well, this makes you think of like do you know who Abraxas is? Abraxas is like an old god. He was in a lot of different like religions. Abraxas is even mentioned in the Bible. So like
mm-mm,
Abraxas supposedly created the universe because he couldn't stop laughing. Like he's literally like he's just laughing. Like it's crazy. Like how like this god like Abraxas is very like relevant in a lot of different like and like folklores and stuff. And then like I start to think about like where like what the fuck is like all these like gods and stuff like who are these people that they like if you came into contact with them or communicated with them, like how do you get into contact with these beings and stuff. And then like I remember watching this movie called I think it's called The Alchemist Cookbook. It's on Hulu. This guy, like, he lives like this dude's like living in the woods by himself in a fucking trailer, and he's like trying to like figure out how to make like gold, like with like alchemy and shit. And then like he ends up getting his hands on a satanic like Bible and shit, and like he starts like writing like these alchemic like symbols and stuff, and like getting all these things together to like communicate with like the devil and shit in the woods. And like and it's so crazy how like you have to like he had to like inhale stuff and like drink stuff or like or like take like pull like a tooth out or some shit, like put himself through like some sort of like trauma because like that's energy. And I'm just like,
yeah,
bruh, like this shit is like science. Like these niggas is like talking. Like I know the movie isn't real, but like the way that they like explain shit and like the way they look at like like how people would communicate with like a angel or like a demon or a spirit or whatever. Like they're using science and like alchemy and like Aleister Crowley, like people like that, like they would talk about like using alchemy to like talk to like spirits and shit. And Aleister Crowley, like he's like very big. Like George Bush loves Aleister Crowley.
yeah,
Like there's a lot of like rich people that like Aleister Crowley and like all these other like you can call them Satanists or Freemasons. Like these people, um, they know a lot of shit. Like just look up like the left hand like path and shit. Cause and like people really get too deep into that shit and they become lost. Like it's crazy, like how what rich people think and like all these other like the dark side of like the world, like the dark side of like human beings. Like people don't even know that King James, the King James Bible, King James, like he fucking used to try to summon demons and he would sacrifice kids and he was a fucking pedophile. Like I was like most like if you look at the fucking like Vatican and like all that shit, like some of like they got a fucking statue of Moloch in fucking in the fucking Vatican.
yeah.
Like Like they
people
got
people
Moloch, like you know who Moloch is? Do you know like that? Like he's so like Moloch is a demon that's older than like Satan, and then like he has more power than him. And people like so you go to like if you look at the Bohemian Grove, they burn a large owl. The large owl is Moloch, and like they have like and then they it's like they're serving like when you watch like the thing. Have you, like you ever watched that Alex Jones like Bohemian Grove like video where he like snuck into the Bohemian Grove?
yeah.
So like, all right, so they're burning the owl, and like that's Moloch the owl, because Moloch is like a half owl, half man, half like it's some crazy shit. And like like people have been worshiping like this god. They worshipped him in like Viking folklore. They worshipped him in Greek and in Christianity. Like there was people that and Jewish people used to like I don't want to speak for like on all the Jews, but like there were even black people knew about like Moloch. This is like not like he's an old god, but like a lot of like old like religious like people like they still like fucking worship that motherfucker still, like, and they still do it in the Bohemian Grove. And then they have like this fake, like, it's not a real baby, but it's like a fake baby that they like put in the owl. But like Moloch is a god that only accepts kids as sacrifice. Like, why would people worship this fucking thing? Like that,
Yeah,
like,
the crazy thing is you don't ever know about stuff like this because you're not taught it, and it's
yeah,
not
you have
the only
to
way you know about stuff. You gotta like research
you
into
got to
it. But
research it, and then
yeah, there's
people,
definitely a lot of crazy ass dark shit that happened throughout history, especially I
yeah,
feel like in the Middle Ages. Like there
bro,
was there was some great like just like weird shit, like when we didn't understand science and stuff like that, like we were just doing weird shit like bloodletting. Like they used to just cut people's veins and let them bleed out to release bad blood, like.
yeah,
And it would, I feel like back then the world was more seen as like a spirit world, like there was spirits among us, like good, evil. And I think there's definitely still a component, I mean, I don't ever, I'm not interested in ghosts and shit like that, but I think there's probably some real ghost stories out there and some real paranormal shit. And,
they're just extra,
uh,
they're just extraterrestrials in another dimension. Or honestly, like I feel like when we die, like I feel like some people just don't get to cross over on the other side,
oh,
or I feel like
um,
I feel like some people get stuck here sometimes. I feel like
you got,
reincarnation's real too.
okay, on reincarnate, you got Netflix?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so there's this show, I finally watched it last week, but it's called Surviving Death. I've only watched 2 episodes, but there's an episode on reincarnation. It's fucking really good. It's like an hour long, but basically, um, and I didn't even know this was a phenomenon. There's a phenomenon well documented throughout the world and in the US of little kids recalling a past life. So like
yeah,
little, and there's people at universities that's all they do is they study these stories and they document it. And I didn't even know this is a phenomenon where a lot of little kids will say like, mom, I want to go see my other mom, or like or be
yeah,
talking about their past life. And like they'll be like, yeah, my dad was this and I had this friend, and their parents will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they'll look it up on the internet, and it'll be like a 3-year-old, and it'll like be a legit, they'll be talking about legit people. And it's like, how would this 3-year-old know, that these people existed, or talking about this stuff? And I guess only little kids are able to recall the past life because they're young, but by the time they're like 10, 15, they don't have any memories of the past life.
yeah.
But it's like well documented that these little kids recall past lives. And I'm like, that shit's crazy. Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's kind of like random like selection, but like
Yeah, no, I agree. Random selection. I don't think,
I don't
I
think
don't necessarily
everyone
believe
I
everyone gets
I
reincarnated.
don't think everyone gets a chance to come back, but I feel like it's all random like selection. Like you can, I feel like there may be a choice on whether or not you want to experience like that experience again, or if you want to experience something else, or maybe
To
you don't
me,
get it. Maybe you don't get a fucking choice. Maybe like you,
yeah.
maybe there is like some like almighty like like ruler of like this like dimension, and they get to no, you go this way, no, you go that way, like
Or yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you die and then they're like, you want to go back and have this experience? Or maybe they were like, well, you died before you were supposed to, so we're gonna let you go back and, go
yeah.
back and enjoy the game of life more. But there was this lady who fucking she was like kayaking in South America and fell out of her kayak and like slammed into a bunch of rocks and was like drowned and was like basically dead. And she said, I think she saw like a tunnel of light and basically felt like she was in heaven and there was these beings and these beings were
Archons.
interacting with
I
her.
heard they're called the
And
archons, bro. Those beings
yeah,
that see you at like at the end of the light tunnel or whatever.
yeah, yeah. But she was like, yeah, it felt like going home. But then I guess they were able to basically get her, revive her back to life. And when she was in heaven, she like saw her son or someone who she thought was her son. And I guess her son was around the age like 18 or 20. And so when she came back to life, she was always like paranoid that her son was going to die because she saw him in heaven. And then her son died when he was like 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, like I heard like those people or like beings that you see at like the end of like the light, they're called like archons, and like they trick you. I heard they trick you to come back to like Earth and like reincarnate. Like
Hmm.
I heard like
Interesting.
that's what I've heard like they're like ones that like trick you. Like there's like a lot of like different like beings and stuff that have like names like that people get like they get like labels placed on them like ghost or demon
Yeah.
or like whatever. Like I feel like these are just different extraterrestrial beings that live on a different playing field than us,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
if anything, and like some people were just able to like communicate with these things.
People, there's this view I've heard a few different people talk about where maybe we are these higher beings, like me and you are higher beings. But so we're higher beings up in a higher dimension, and we chose to come to Earth to have a human experience. But in order to come to Earth and have a human experience, part of the deal is you have to forget who you really are. So you have to forget that you're a higher being in order to come to Earth and have the full human experience. But I guess some people say like through meditation or drugs or whatever it may be, they're able to like remember who they really are, remember that they're like this higher being and they're just coming here to have this human experience. And people do psychedelics and stuff, and they're not scared of death anymore because they're like,
Yeah,
you're not actually dying. We talked about this in the last podcast. Your energy is just transforming and you're about to go experience something else or maybe be reincarnated
yeah,
or some shit.
yeah. I think all of that stuff like happens like, and I feel like it's just
We just don't
uh,
understand it.
yeah, we just
I mean,
honestly just don't understand like death, honestly, and we don't understand like what happens after. And there's just too many different like stories. So like I feel like I feel like nothing is like off limits when it comes to like death. If you whatever you
yeah,
like think like it is.
and
So
I
like,
don't think you should.
oh, you got it.
Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say I don't think you should have like one set viewpoint, because you don't know. I think you should be open minded and just don't think about it too much. Just like say, okay, like maybe that happens. I don't know, but we'll see when I die.
Yeah, bro. Like that's honestly like how I feel about it, man. And like you just gotta like try to like live like the best like life that you can live at like in this time and that you have. And
Yeah.
people waste too much time. Like
I
they're
mean, we're
not
all
like,
guilty of it.
yeah, we're all
We're
guilty
all,
of it, but we
I
gotta
mean,
like now like like I feel like it's just so common for people to like waste time, and like they don't hear like
it's because
start doing other shit like you don't have to live like the day to day, like you can.
people are scared. I mean, people are scared to take risk or scared to, because they've been taught to, you got to live a certain way. And if you don't live a certain way,
Yeah,
then your life's going to be miserable or, whatever. But I feel like the people who don't give a fuck and take risk and say, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want in life, have a way more enjoyable life than someone who's like nervous and like, wants to just do what society tells them to do. or not what society tells them to do, but how society has brought them up to live,
They
you
care
know?
about what their peers think and shit, and like they care about like
Yeah.
what they just care about what everybody thinks, and like
Yep.
what everybody thinks don't really it doesn't fucking matter. At the
No.
end of the, it does that shit does not matter because like, at the end
It
of the day, bro, like you're the one that has to like go to sleep in your own bed at night. You're the one that has to wake up with yourself in the morning. Like you don't have to deal. You don't have to deal with people if you don't want to deal with them, and you could live your own life and you can figure
yeah,
shit
it's just
out for
gonna
yourself.
hold you back if you're, worried about what other people think of you. And I feel like once it's probably, I mean, it's definitely difficult to not give a fuck what people think about you. But I think once you're able to get to the point where you can train your mind to not care, you're free. You're like, it's just me and I do whatever the hell I want. And like, who cares what you think of me?
Yeah,
And then you're genuine, then you're yourself. You're not trying to like put on a front or please people or act a certain way. You're just genuine. And if you're genuine, you're gonna attract people who like your uh like you for who you are, You don't want to
yeah,
attract people who like your fake image you're putting out. You
yeah,
want to attract people who like you for who you are. And
yeah, man.
yeah, I mean, I feel like if you can do that early in life, then the rest of your life's gonna be, a lot better.
Yeah, bro. A lot of like and like I feel like people are already scared to take chances and like the pandemic just made it worse. Like now people can really put stuff off like, oh, it's a pandemic. Like I can't, chase my dreams or my goals. Like if you want to use
This
that
is
as
the
an
time to
excuse,
do it.
I'm like, if you want to use that excuse, like go ahead. Like shit not going like things are gonna, open up. I don't know if it's gonna be the same, but like we're gonna have to come back to some form of normalcy.
Hmm.
We already see it happening a little bit right now with like Chicago lifting its stay-at-home restrictions and other stuff like that. So I feel like people are just gonna have to realize that the government not gonna save you, your mama not gonna save you, your daddy not gonna save you. Like anybody that's related to you probably not gonna save you. You have to save yourself.
what
Like
a what a what a time to be alive though, with
yeah,
just so much happening. Like
yeah,
aliens, politics is going crazy, COVID. Like the internet is super prominent. The internet's so prominent, we're able to get redditors to come together and like piss off a bunch of rich billionaires.
yeah,
It's like I feel like things are just going to keep getting crazier. And I don't think anyone really knows what the future holds. Like, I don't, how are things going to be in 5 years? I don't think anyone really knows. I feel like
yeah,
shit could escalate quickly and a lot of things could change real
bro.
quickly. And I'm here for it. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how things
That's
play
what I'm
out.
saying, bro. Honestly, and that's the only reason why, like I would be like kind of hype about like the news and shit if Trump would have won because then I'm just like, okay, let's see how far the rabbit hole fucking goes. Cause like
Yeah,
I already know he's gonna start bro, like he been snitching on everybody and he been just like he would just get on fucking Twitter and just tweet out crazy ass shit.
they banned him.
Yeah, bro. And then
That's
like
funny.
bro, and it's so crazy, bro, because Hillary Clinton was gonna have to come into like the Supreme Court for her emails and shit around this in 2020, but like that shit ended up not going. And I was like, damn, dude, I wanted to see what that shit was. I wanted to see what that shit was like, what that shit was. I wanted to see what was on the laptop. Like,
How do you how you feel about like him pardoning Lil Wayne and Booz? No, who was it?
Kodak,
Kodak. Yeah,
bro. Honestly, I feel like Lil Wayne,
I'd
like
be
I mean, like people was like, oh, like people can hate, but like I'm not doing 10 years in prison. I'm doing whatever it takes to not serve jail time, and everyone else do
for
the same
sure.
thing.
Yeah,
Everyone else do
I'd be
like
so
and
salty though if you weren't famous and you're like, damn, like these famous people get pardoned, but I did the same thing and I gotta sit here in jail.
I
But I
understand
agree. I
that.
don't think either one of them should be in jail. Like I think
I mean,
jails are a joke.
Kodak is, that's a, I don't want to
Well,
like
okay,
say
yeah,
like, I
I
don't
don't
want
know
to say he's
exactly what he
guilty.
did. Didn't
Yeah,
he do like
I don't want to say he's not guilty, because I don't really know. So all that stuff is allegedly. But I
yeah,
think
okay,
Lil Wayne,
he
I'm
might have done
okay with
some
Lil
fucked
Wayne.
up
Lil
shit.
Wayne that's a gun charge, bro. Everybody got guns. What? I don't know
Yeah,
why motherfuckers acting like motherfuckers ain't got guns. Like,
yeah,
like guns will always be here. Like I don't
yeah.
even think honestly, like my thing about guns is that if everybody got a gun, I'm pretty sure because like there's cities that were having a gun is like mandatory, and there
Okay.
don't be no crime. There don't be no crime.
Isn't it
There'll be
isn't
no
it funny
crime. That's crazy.
funny how since COVID happened, there hasn't been like any mass shootings, like which has been nice. So we don't have to hear about all this gun shit. I feel like that was
Yeah.
like the big thing for a while was like, oh, make guns illegal, don't make guns illegal. And it's like,
I feel like you should
I
have
don't know.
whatever
I
the
feel
fuck you
like,
want.
yeah, what I mean, I don't care. You can if you want to have guns, have guns. I don't
But I
care.
wish guns never existed. But like now, since we have, like,
Yeah,
I wish a lot of things never existed. But like, if we gonna have them, then like I feel like everyone the game should be fair. Like everyone should have a gun then, because I guarantee you, if everyone had a gun, there would be less crimes because you would be less likely to steal out of the
I agree.
store because everybody's strapped. You
Yeah,
less likely to start some shit in the club or
yeah,
less likely to do some shit because everybody's strapped. Like the manager
yeah,
strapped, the whole staff strapped. Like who you gonna shoot? Like who you like?
yeah.
Because like all that that's just a Mexican standoff, and that's the last thing people want. Like, and that's why in some of those cities that are in like the South or like out west, like where owning a gun is mandatory. There's less
Like
crime.
Alaska, if I live in Alaska, that's one place. If I live in Alaska, I'm getting a gun because the bears and
You need more
like
than just a gun, dude. You need a fucking like AR-15 for that motherfucker, bro. Cause like pistol bullets, like even with
I
a
would get a
pistol, you couldn't take down a bear with a pistol. It's just crazy.
yeah.
That
I
should
mean, you
just
probably. I mean, I guess it depends
the
how big
skin
of a
is
pit. I
too
feel
the
like
skin is too tough.
a
That's
big
crazy.
revolver. I feel like might be able to do it, but
Yeah, maybe a big revolver, but like regular pistol bullets, like that's like one of the things. Like, because I listened to this fucking hunting podcast, and like they was talking about how this dude, they were in Alaska and there were grizzlies out there, bro, and like a grizzly had pulled up on him, and like all he had was a pistol, and then he was like the pistol wouldn't have done nothing because it wouldn't even like pierce his skin. And I was like, bro,
yeah.
what the fuck? I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, I
so
mean, I don't know. I'm no wildlife expert, but I know though. I mean, they got probably a lot of fat on them too. Like they got a bodysuit,
Bro, yeah, bro. It's like some animals like you need they require like bigger caliber bullets. Like
to get through. Yeah.
yeah, bro. I used to work at fucking Gander Outdoors, bro. We had so many different like bullets and shit that we had to like sort through. And I was like looking at all these bullets, and I was like, damn, bro. There's like bullets for hunting wolves. Like you need a bullet, like like a specific bullet to hunt a wolf. Like
Okay.
that
I
shit is
wanna.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wanna end the podcast on this on the topic of grizzly bears. All right.
All right.
Two scenarios: a silverback gorilla, the biggest gorilla on Earth, versus a grizzly bear in a UFC ring, and then who would win? And then a grizzly versus a silverback in a big field. Who wins?
Dude, the gorilla it will kill the bear every single time.
I see. I disagree. I think the gorilla would probably beat the bear in the UFC ring, but I think out in an open field, the grizzly wins. Dude, a grizzly's
Bro,
a lot bigger than a
bro,
gorilla,
a
and it
gorilla
has
is
claws.
stronger. A gorilla is stronger than
No,
a grizzly bear. Bro, I'm
No,
telling you,
they
bro.
have the same.
I'm telling you, brother, the gorilla bro, it's gonna take the bear's back. It's gonna snap its neck.
I think in the ring that happens, but I think out in a field, like I don't know. I think I give it to the grizzly. But it'd be interesting to see. Too bad it's not legal to do that. I've actually it probably happened like in ancient Rome. They used to like put lions and shit
Dude,
in
and that's the thing, bro.
the Colosseum.
Gorillas are fucking apes that nest on the ground because they know, bro, there's tigers in the forest. There's fucking lions and shit. They won't even like lions and like other like animals. Like I guarantee you, a grizzly bear will not last in Africa. What? Like it will definitely get killed by a lion. I can see.
Nah, grizzly will take a lion for sure.
I think it may be able to take a lion, but I don't know, man. Like it just depends. But I feel like a gorilla, bro. Like a gorilla. Like every single animal is scared of a gorilla.
Yeah,
Besides
I
a,
mean you
besides the
definitely.
elephant or a hippo. Like a hippo.
Yeah, hippos are deadly.
Yeah, hippo could kill any animal. Honestly.
Yeah,
Hippo is killing crocodiles and sharks.
yeah.
All right, man. Any closing things, man? What you?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I just anyone who may listen to the whole podcast this far, keep an open mind. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your beliefs, because I think aliens are probably out there, and I think in our lifetime we'll see some aliens. And have your bag of popcorn ready, because I think shit's gonna just keep getting crazier. And be curious to see how everything plays out. Thanks for having me on again.
No problem, man.
Enjoy it. It's nice to talk to someone who's got a very open mind like yourself. And yeah, look forward to hopefully hopping on here again sometime in the
Hell yeah,
future.
man. Let's get it, bro. Good seeing
Sounds
you,
good.
man.
Hey, good to see you too, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Peace.
Peace.